Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Rocket Elevators Agent Management System, Module 7. This is the full stack development using the MERN framework or application to manage real estate agents with authentication, using modern UI with React plus the Tailwind CSS and RESTful APIs with the MongoDB backend, and the tech stack is obviously the front end is the React router, the Tailwind, the Vite, and the backend is Node.js, Express, MongoDB. And this architecture is separated by client and server structure. So let's start with the user authentication feature. The login system. It's a clean login page with username and email fields. Success redirects to the agent list, and failure shows not authorized page. Let's do a code walkthrough of the front end component first. The login.js file or login page. So we have a form submission handler. We have our username plus the email, and we have the invalid credential route as well. So as you can see, the post is the username plus the email, and then we have the invalid credential as a 401, no authorized user route, and we also have the success, which go to the agent list. On the backend route, we have the user route, which is the JavaScript, the login endpoint that finds user by both username and email as well. And if the user return the incorrect status, then it's not authorized. And the same if it is a 200, which is a positive one, that success, the user logs in. The database schema use the users collection in MongoDB, and it's very simple. It's a username, which is a string, and the email. Those are the two fields, valid fields in the schema. The agent list display will have the code walkthrough as well. So the front end component is the record list, which fetches the agent from the backend, and that's from our server running the local host 5050. I'm not going to cover that, but this is the part where we display the agent row with the concatenated full name, as you can see. So the backend route also is the JavaScript that gets all the agents, and then we have the database schema with our agents collection. This is our MongoDB schema, and we are enforcing the schema with the especially the region with NNUM, where north, south, east, or west are the only valid entries. The same for the rating. The number is either 0 or 5. And again, it's a basic schema. So let's walk through the front-end components, the record.jsx file, which is the form state management for our for our agents, right? First name, last name, region, and fee. And then we have the submit handler, which does the post or the patch depending on what you're doing. So we have both route, one by the record ID, and then to post to the record as well. And then we have the region selection with the radio buttons. Again, this was previously there. We just leverage the radio buttons that existed before. Again, repeat for south, east, and west. It's always the same, right? It's just showing one piece of the puzzle. The backend routes, the server routes, the record.js is where we create the agent with the validation, and we validate the schema with our validation functions. And if it is incorrect or correct, depends on the error message, right? So the validation function, again, validates the regions, validate the names, the agent, whether the region is supported or it's not supported, and whether the rating is between 0 and 5. And that's, again, returns true or false. The front-end component, the JavaScript, this is the delete handler or the delete agent functionality, if you will. So we will delete the agent. And we have the delete button as well. So those two work in conjunction. Okay, so now we have the record.js, the JavaScript, which is the delete endpoint, and again, they all work in tandem. We'll do the demo in a little bit. And then we have the branding and the navigation, where we have to add the rocket elevators logo and pictures to make it look professional. And this is where we make those changes. The routing architecture is simple. We have the router configurations where we have our main JSX, JavaScript configuration where we have our route definitions, and these are all the different routing definitions that we have for the agent management form application. Last but not least is our database connection, where we have it on the server. Under server DB connections, we have our MongoDB client setup, and we read the credential from the config.env file, and then we process that configuration through this constant, and then we connect and export the database. And the we define the database, the client database, as module7. We use the module7 database, and we use the same new collections for module7. New database, new collection for module7. And then the server setup, we have the mount routes as well, the agent routes and the user routes. So that's basically our main application, how the application works, how it's put together. So let's continue with the actual demo. Let's run the app, and let's go over our application and testing. Okay, so let me switch the browser to our page, and let's this is the old one, sorry. Let's go to the login page, and as you can see, guys, there is no valid user right now. So there is a valid user actually. Let's let me go back to our screen here and do a basic validation. Here is our console, and we're gonna actually query our MongoDB database because I don't remember if there is a user or not. So again, this is live. I don't edit these videos. So let's execute the query and see if we have a user ready. Okay, so we have the test example user, and okay, so we're gonna use this one, test user and test at example.com for our testing functionality of the application. Okay, so the username is test user, and the email I believe is testuser@example.com, and if not, then it's gonna fail. So hopefully I remember this correctly. So login, no authorized. So let's go back to the login page, and I think it was test user. I need to copy that again. Give me a sec. And let's run it again. Just a moment. Okay, so, and the email is test@example.com. Hopefully this time it's gonna log in. If not, then maybe there you go. Okay, so I got it the right one. So that's the test user. Yeah, myself. Okay. Anyway, let's create an agent now. Well, before we create an agent, as you can see, there is only one agent, and that's me. So let's create a new agent. The first name for the agent is going to be obviously John, and it's going to be Doe, and the region is going to be, we like him to be in the south, and the rating, we're gonna give him a rating of 5 and $5, and we're gonna save the agent. Hopefully if it works, we're gonna see the agent. Okay, so here we go. We see John Doe as our agent. We just created a new agent, and if we go back to our collections, right, and we select from now the agents collection instead of the user collection, we should be able to see that agent was posted into the database, and you can see John Doe, and the region is south. Okay, and the rating is 5. Okay, so let's go back to our browser, and let's do another testing. Let's delete an agent. Let's delete John, or maybe we want to update the agent first. Let's do an update. John, and now the rating, we're gonna downgrade him from 5 to 3, and also the fee is gonna be downgraded from 5 to 2. And let's save the agent record, and yep, so it works. And again, we can confirm that this change was posted into the database by querying our MongoDB agents collections, and the update should be visible. Okay, so there we go, we have it. I'm sorry, that's the agent. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to our browser, and let's do one more test and delete John. Let's do a delete. There you go. John now is gone from our agent list. And if we go and query again our MongoDB database, that record should be gone from our MongoDB database. That's it. Yeah, he is indeed no longer in our database. So as you can see, the application works as expected. So we have both server and client running. We have MongoDB, the database, working properly, and this is pretty much it. And I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next module, which is going to be module 8. Have a good day. Thank you for watching.